you actually learn, where you learn something or maybe get better at something. Okay, so we have been around for over 10 years. We've launched over 100 games. We've worked with 75 companies and over 50 million players have played our games. And we do something that we call game science, which is agile game development. It's outcome-based strategy to create habit-forming fun. So yeah, that's that. All right. So here are some examples of some of the games that we do. So we make healthcare games, and this is the one I'm going to take you guys through today. We're working with Children's Healthcare of Atlanta on a game called Hemonauts. This is a game we did for Polo, which is an entertainment clothing company. It was a racing game.
One of my class plays that.
Oh yeah?
Right here, on my last class.
Okay.
Someone's playing that.
And I don't know if you guys have heard of PBS Kids.
Yes.
But we did a game for PBS Kids called Mission to Planet 429.
Oh, I know what show you
Okay. So some of the other things we do mobile games, which we'll talk about. We also do apps, and we also help do what's called gamification, which is making something that maybe isn't a game feel like a game and make it more fun. All right. So why do we make games we believe in? This allows us to fully commit ourselves to what we're doing. So one of the things that you'll learn is in this story is I wanted to make a game that made a difference, and I wanted to make a game that we believed in, that our team believed in. So I'm going to take you through this game that is currently in development called Hemonauts, and the tagline is, "You are the resistance," and it's powered by Thrust. All right. So I'm going to tell you the origin story of where this came from. So when we started, we met this wonderful doctor. His name is Dr. Wilbur Lamb, and he's a doctor right across the way at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. And he works with kids who suffer from chronic illnesses like sickle cell disease and asthma and diabetes. And so he would meet kids that were your age and a little bit older who were falling behind in school. And he said, Jesse, what if we could create games that would help them with things like math and science and engineering and technology. So what we did is we created 3 games to test. So this was back in 2015. We created a game called Body Balance, one called Vein Navigator, and one called Cell Counter. And this is how what you'll learn is when you make games, it's very difficult to make something that's absolutely the best right away. So what you want to do is start with building small things and test them with people. So this was the Vein Navigator game, and you can see this is a top-down game. So you're playing and you're helping this spaceship. This is a nanobot inside of the body. So you guys know what a nanobot is? Yeah.
Are they real? Or just explaining them?
There are such things as nanobots, yes.
They go in your body and they're supposed to fight diseases.
Yeah, that's right. And so they're remote controlled, or there's different ways to control them, and that's what we made a game, and so you're inside of the body. So in Cell Counter, players have a bird's eye view of their nanobot passing through a series of veins filled with red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. So they're learning about the body. Then we did Vein Navigator. This was a side scroller, so you can see you're going this way, and players race their nanobot through a cross section of the vein. So there's different obstacles, and kids love to play this game. And then this was a different version. You weren't a nanobot. It was called Body Balance, and it moves away from the nanobot function and challenges players to progress through 7 rounds of a card-style game. So our goal was to put this out there and see which one kids liked the best, which ones we thought they learned the best, which one we felt like they played the longest and they had the most fun, because we didn't want to create 3 games, we wanted to create 1. So one of the things that kids loved is they loved the nanobot. And so we said, okay, it's probably going to be between these 2 games. And which one did they like playing the best? Did they like being top-down, or did they like going side to side? And so what we found by testing this game with lots and lots of people was that they liked the side scroller. So we decided that that was great feedback, and we asked lots of great questions, and we got lots of good feedback from kids. So we decided that our next phase of the game was going to be a side-scroller game of a nanobot inside of the body. So these are some of the people that we worked with. We talked about Wilbur. We worked with a professor at Georgia Tech. We worked two professors at Georgia Tech, Betsy DeSalvo and Sarah, and another PhD who is over at Emory, who's a child life specialist. So it was a collaboration of people. These are very smart people. They understand diseases, they understand the body, and that's why we wanted to work with them and collaborate with them to make this great game. Everybody, this is Anna. Anna is a producer and a project manager at Thrust. So as we ask questions about the different team members on our team and the different things that it takes to create a game, she knows all about that, and she manages this project. So she works with the designers and the developers and the behavioral science and the research scientists that are all working on this game. So one of the things that we learned, we also wanted to make sure this game was working, right? Like they were learning something. We wanted it to be fun first, but we also wanted it to be something you learned. And what we thought that people would know, we thought they would understand their body, we thought they would understand their disease that they had, and we were going to use that to teach them science and technology, engineering, and math. And what we found was that they did not understand their disease. So we said, okay, so not only do we now know the type of game we're going to do, we want to be able to teach anybody and everybody, not just kids who are sick, but everybody who's in upper elementary and middle school, all about diseases. And so we call it disease literacy. So this game, when you play it, you'll be learning. You won't even know you're learning. You'll be having so much fun battling diseases and blowing things up, but it's all based on being inside the body.
You books.
So the next thing that you do when you decided that we wanted to do a side-scroller nanobot game is we had to build the story, we had to build a bigger, kind of more creative. And so we said, you know what, it would be awesome if this could be a comic book. What if it could also be a television show, an animated series? So we said, okay, we need to kind of relook at the design, and this is what we came up with. This was the initial design direction. And so the last thing you want to do is design this and not share it with people. So we started sharing it with all kinds of kids your age. And people kind of didn't love it. We didn't really like it. Some of the characters we liked, some of the direction, you can see this is kind of a more, comic book direction. This is a more kind of, it's called photorealism direction. This had people and humans in the game. And we just really didn't love it. So we were kind of at a crossroads. We said, we need help. So our team has made lots and lots of games, but we've never made a comic book. We've never made a movie. So we needed to ask for help. So what we did is we found a writer who had written for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He created one of the characters from the one with the but he's worked for DC and Marvel Comics and created huge movies. And so we asked him to come and work with our team to come up with a new design direction for our game called Humanauts. So in this version, the first version was called Body Game, so we didn't have a title or a name. So we come up with the name Humanauts, but we didn't like the design, we didn't like the design direction. So I'm going to show you guys what came next. Oh, here was what that nanobot used. Here's what that nanobot used to look like, but no, it gets better. So this was the 1.5 direction. So this guy who came, his name is Paul Jenkins, and so he helped us come up with a story. So the story that we came up with is that inside the blood waves of a human floats a tiny city unlike any other called Bottsville. And the nanobot citizens of Bottsville work with the body's immune system, the white blood cells, the police department, to keep their home, which is the human body, healthy. But when that isn't enough, they need help from the world's tiniest heroes, the Humanauts. So this is what we were then going to create a game around, as well as a comic book, as well as a television show. So Humanauts are an elite group of nanobots on a mission to seek and destroy viruses and bacteria. Along their journey, they combat the challenges associated with chronic illnesses like sickle cell anemia and diabetes, as well as the flu. So the first 3 levels of the game will be battling sickle cell, diabetes, and the flu. Okay? So you can kind of start to see the story. Now we need a design of our hero, of the Humanauts.
I have no good design.
So then we started thinking, okay, what are the kinds of characters that could be in it? And we started coming up with fun characters that were kind of like, so the Data Dispatch knows just about everything and is always there to help. Mr. Sparky is grumpy and he's a shopkeeper. Drill Z is a combat instructor. So we started coming up with all these fun names. And as you can imagine, if you're in a room and people are pitching ideas, they're saying things out loud, and anytime somebody would say something and other people would laugh, we were like, that's a good thing. Let's write that down. Maybe that can become a character. And so we started doing that, and then you started to see these fun characters. So you guys saw it before. Isn't this getting in a design direction that's really cool?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you could see it takes a lot of time and iterations and never giving up to get to something that you like. So some of the things that we wanted this game to be is we wanted it to be casual, so it's easy to pick up and play. We wanted it to be fast-paced, so chaotic and silly, and then fun with a splash of education. So you can see fun first, education second. And so those are rules for us as game designers that we always make sure, is it easy to pick up? Okay, yes. Is it fast-paced? Oh, no, this is too slow. Let's make it quicker. Is it fun and silly? Nope. Let's make it more fun and more silly. So those are the things that drives us in creating this game. We talked a little bit about the education of it. So you're inside of the body's blood system, so we're tackling the circulatory system, and you have sickle cell. It's either some of the enemies, sickle cell, diabetes, and influenza, which are what you're battling with the flu. And like I said, we wanted this to be more than just a game. So we wanted it to be a comic book. We wanted it to be a show that you could watch. And so that's what we're trying to create. So we've been working on this for about 9 months, this direction of it. And what you guys will get to see is what we're calling an alpha. And does anybody know what an alpha version of the game is? Yes?
The fine version?
No? Anybody else?
I do.
Yeah.
Like tests, basically.
No?
Like a version of the game before it's completed.
Yes, yes.
The first version of the game before it's improved, then beta, and then the final.
Yes, that's exactly right. Nailed it. So it goes alpha, which is a version of the game that you want to start getting feedback on, but you know there's lots of bugs. You know there's lots of room for improvement. Beta, that's usually the next version of the game, and that's going to have some bugs, but you want the bugs to be very minimal. It's where you're starting to get feedback. So you've heard of things called beta testers, and so that's a very important part of the game where people are testing it, play testing it, making sure it's fun, making sure they don't get confused, making sure they can win or get to the end. So that's what you want. And then after beta is your public release of the game. All right, so let's, I want you to see what we came up with. Oh, this is what you'll be able to see today. See the fun characters. We need to find a way to hydrate this person. Yeah, so it's got all these challenging puzzles. You have to figure out how to get through. All these crazy boss men. And you can get lots of weapons. Look at that. That weapon is a bus. So somebody laughed. That's a good thing. That is silly. Good.
You just grab the bus and go, pop.
Yep.
Oh, is that stuck to a plunger? It's stuck to a plunger! It's stuck to a plunger! Yeah, you should call it Buzz Lightyear.
Buzz Lightyear. I like
Buzz
it.
Lightyear.
I like it. That's a good name for a weapon.
I just don't want to play that game.
Pretty cool, pretty cool,
I just
right?
really want that bus hammer to like. Hey Jacob,
I
I don't have to hold the camera. What? I don't have to
There
hold
are
the camera.
tons of fun.
It's not.
Alright.
I know,
There are
that's
tons of fun
hilarious.
games like that. Alright, so that's all I wanted to present with you guys to you guys today. I would love to kind of show you. Let's see, what's something I could show you? So now we are now trying to find partners like Nickelodeon or PBS or Hulu or Netflix, and so this is a document that we put together that I send folks that shows the different parts of Humanauts, the story of Humanauts, the gameplay of Humanauts, that I'm trying to get people to help us go out and market this game. Here's something that, here's the story of the game. So this is what the writer who wrote for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Timmy.
He wrote a game about Timmy and how we're going to protect Timmy. These are some of the characters.
Save Timmy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then, so once we kind of had an idea of which direction we wanted to go, we created what's called a game design document. We call this a core game design document, but you'll hear it referred to as a GDD, which is a game design document. And this thing is like, we update this almost every day, and it's huge. It's 58 pages that lots of people are collaborating on that talk about the game design philosophy, the game analysis, the concept, and we're always updating. You can see Anna right there making some comments.
Wait, did you cross out asthma?
Yeah, you saw that. So very good. This is a very good group. So we were going to cover asthma in the first release of the game, but asthma, if you know, there's some impact to the circulatory system, so the blood, but it also involves the respiratory system, your lungs. And so designing the lungs level of the game was a little too complicated, not too complicated. We didn't have enough time or budget, so we decided to take asthma out, and when we do the respiratory system, we'll add asthma back in. So yes, great catch.
I have asthma.
You do? Very good. Yeah, so this is for
Good?
kids. Well, it's good because there's nothing wrong with asthma. There's, lots of people have asthma. So this way you get to battle asthma, you get to learn about it, and you get to learn that it's not that big of a deal and you take care of it.
If you use it as a weapon.
Oh, there you go. So here it talks about who our target market is, so 9 to 13-year-olds, girls and boys, sick and healthy kids, plus everyone else who likes fun. One of the things that we start to look at is the designers say, well, what is this a game like? What's a game that this could be like that you like? And so these were games that maybe you played before, maybe you haven't, but we wanted everybody to play these games who were part of the team so they could learn that these were games that we wanted to take inspiration from. Proposed features. So again, a game design document is very important to what we create. And then the last thing that I wanted to take you guys through is for our game development process, these are the 19 or so things that we'll do for a game. So we come up with a concept document, then a game design document, which we saw, and then after that you start building in the economy. Does anybody know what the economy is of a game? Yes?
I think the economy is like.
Okay, anybody? Yes?
The budget.
The budget, so how you get things to spend, what do you spend things on. Technical design, what would be a technical design?
The code.
The code, that's right. It's basically a written version of the kinds of code and what the architecture of your technology will be. Then we start working on the script. What's the script? Yes?
Like what the character's gonna say.
Yeah, the dialogue, what they're going to say, that's right. So then once we have that, then we start working on design comps and mock-ups. What are design comps and mock-ups? So these are the pictures. So these are the pretty pictures that we can start to get feedback on and iterate on. Then we start doing modeling. So we model our characters. What's a tutorial design? Yes?
It's like the beginning or how you
Yes.
test it out.
Yeah, so that's how you tell people how you're going to play the game. And if you do it in a way that you have to read all this instructions, no one's going to read that instruction. So you want to make it part of the game. So you want it to be fun. So then we start designing the levels and the environments. What's the environment of the game?
Backgrounds.
The backgrounds, that's right. Yes. So Anna, how many levels are in the game right now?
I'd say probably like 12.
12. Okay. Then you start working on the animations. What's an animation in a game? Yes.
A moving character that was drawn.
Yeah, so how those characters come to life, when it gets hit with something, how does it react to it? Music and SFX, which stands for sound effects. You think that's important in a game? Yeah, it's got to sound cool.
Can't be silent.
It can't be silent, but it can't be silent. But the way a lot of people play, you might be on a plane or you might be on a bus, or a lot of phones don't have great speakers. So the game has to be fun without sound, right? But if you have sound, it should be even more fun. So that's the goal. Marketing and promotional assets. So these are the things that you'll put on a website or you'll put in a flyer, and we can show you guys some of the flyers or stickers that will help market your game. Then after that, you start working on a prototype. So even before you get to alpha, you work on a prototype. And so that's something that it could be even text-based, like you were saying. So it's not really pretty, but is this fun to play? Yes, what's your question?
I thought you were gonna ask what it was.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So then you have a pre-alpha build. You have what's called a vertical slice, and then an alpha build, a beta build, a launch build, and then post-launch fixes. So that's our process and how we use games. So that's all I wanted to share with you guys. And then what I would love to do is have you guys play the game and start to get some feedback. All right? So before we start playing the game, any questions? Yes?
Where do you get the game?
Just get it on the App Store.
Where do you
I
get?
went on the App Store and they didn't have it.
Yeah, that's right. No, we're not ready for the App
Because they
Store.
haven't launched
So
it
the
yet.
only way to get it is you go to humanauts.com and you sign up to be a beta tester, and we'll send you a build directly to your phone.
Can we do that
If
right
you
now?
qualify. What?
Can we do that right now?
No, you're gonna play the game that's already loaded on a couple of phones and tablets.
So when does it come out?
Yes.
So that is a good question. So we'll start doing beta in September. And what's that?
On Roblox, because they have a lot of beta games on there.
Do they? I don't know what platforms we'll use. Right now we're just distributing it through Apple and through Android, through the Game Play store on Android. But we could test this for an entire year. In September it'll be available in a children's museum in Nashville called the Adventure Science Center. So kids will be able to come and test it for about 3 minutes. I think it's a 3-minute version of the game. And that's all about getting feedback. So we think it's good, we've got lots of feedback, but we need to get a lot more feedback. So in total, this is a game that will probably take us 6 years to do. And if you look at some of the movies out there that you love, they took 10 plus years to make. Yes?
So if you didn't call me Coach Miller, then why, does it say maybe
Oh, Unity. So Unity is a game engine. Lots and lots of games are made with Unity. So that's just a tool that somebody else made that lots of game developers use. Yes?
Who created this? Who founded it?
I did.
What?
What's that?
You created the Thrust Game Company.
The headquarters is in Atlanta. It's in right on Georgia Tech's campus.
So you're like a famous game designer.
No, I'm not famous.
But like,
Just a game designer.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you
I'm very
created a
proud.
gaming company.
I'm very proud of the creative game company. We have a wonderful team, and I'm very proud.
You did. I feel good for you.
Good. Awesome. I appreciate that. All right, so that's it. Yeah, I'll take it down. All right. So Anna, we're gonna come around and hand out some of these tablets for people to play. Anna, what are some things that we ask? Like, what are some feedback questions that we want to hear from folks?
Pay attention to like how the bot moves around and is it intuitive on how to make you go where you want? Do you understand like where to go, like what the goal of the level is? And just how fun is it?
So we'll probably allow you guys to play for about 3 to 5 minutes, and then you need to hand the tablet to somebody else, and then eventually it may come back to you. And one of the things that you want to do when you test it is you want to test it on different devices. So it could be fun on a big tablet, but maybe it's not fun on a phone. And so it's a different experience for each one of these. So we have a large iPad, we have a smaller Android tablet, and then we have a couple of phones you guys can use. So I encourage you guys to play it on different devices because it's going to feel different. Yeah.
There's some games that like you can only play it on a computer. Like
Yeah.
me and my friend and some other guys, we like this game called Shell Shockers,
Okay.
and you can only use WASD
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the keyboard.
and it
So-
has to be a computer, not
Yeah.
like those.
So we definitely at some point want to put this on the computer, but we're not ready for that. Yes.
Wait, so like on Toastmasters and stuff, like if we go home and we want to try it again and like write more feedback,
Yeah.
like we just type in.
Go to humanauts.com and sign up, and when it comes out for release, we'll do a closed beta. I'll make sure you're on the list. Okay.
That's
All right.
cool.
So Anna, will you help me hand these
Yeah,
out?
and I have one too.
Okay, great. So we'll start on this row, and then you'll take it for 3 minutes, and then hand it to the next person. The code on all these is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Hit 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And you should be good to go.
So when
We're going to go down this row, and then you can go this way.
when are you guys signing up?
Should I download it, scan
No, sorry. Right. Yep, this guy's ready to go. Yeah, go ahead and start. All right, you're ready to go.
I don't know why I'm looking at that. I'm looking at like, let me just see.
All right, my man, you're ready to go.
What the heck are those sound effects?
Yeah.
The sound effects.
So
Oh.
you're gonna play for 5 minutes and then you're gonna pass it to the person to your left.
So it's you. I don't get it.
All right, there you
Who
go.
won last? Wait, it's gonna be like,
Us two are gonna be last.
it's gonna be like 40 minutes.
Look at him. He's like so addicted.
This video's gonna be like 40 minutes long.
What?
This video's gonna be like 40 minutes.
Nobody's gonna watch that, bro.
They don't care about it.
So you're trying to get through these doors. So the goal is
I'm
to
just
tap
gonna-
around and move this guy. You can
Playing
go fast, bounce
never
off.
seen before game design.
My name is Jacob. That guy
Roll
behind
that
you.
door and now you'll try to
The guy
get
that's
through.
taking the video.
Stop it.
The sausage.
It's really slow.
Wait, so we get to name a guy here?
What's that?
So we get to name a guy here?
You get to name the guy here. Yeah. That's
Can we
something-
do one?
That's something we played with. So maybe you're not saving Timmy. You're saving.
Name him
whoever you want
MLG
to
Turtle. Yeah. I like
I'm just
turtle.
gonna do save yourself.
save. What did you say? You want it to be a girl?
No, I wanted him to name the character MLG Turtle.
I named
Okay.
him
Oh, okay, so it's like a spaceship named Fluffles. It's a spaceship named Fluffles. Why is there a spaceship named Fluffles?
Z. Yeah, no. I named the human Fluffles.
Say Fluffles!
How could I forget a wonderful name like Fluffles?
I
Fluffles!
don't think Fluffles is a human name.
Dude, I think you need permission from that guy to spread that around.
I will.
What if he won't let you?
And once you play the game, you give us some feedback. I'll give you a sticker, a rocket ship thrust sticker. All right.
Why did you just did you just get that game?
Hey Jacob, can you like move out of the way? I camera can't record.
All right. Should we rotate?
Yeah, you can, come to the stopping point and pass it to the person to your left.
Wait, I want to be.
Pass up front. And put one, and give it to, yeah, and then you can give yours to Jacob.
Wait, can you pass it to me?
All right. So pass the game around, and then.
Wait,
we
did you
wanna-
already go?
Hey, if you guys don't
Pass
mind,
me.
the folks who played, if you'll come up and tell Anna what you liked,
So-
what you didn't like,
Wait.
then she'll
Never
give
seen
you a
before game.
Go ahead and play it, so give your
Yeah.
feedback.
Okay, like where did it
Everyone play it, give Anna your feedback. First thing.
All right,
Give her your
who wants to play?
play.
And if you want to sign up for a beta tester,
I like playing.
if you want to take one of these, that way you'll remember the name of it, right?
I have no idea how to play this. Oh. How do you play this?
Take about 1 more minute.
All right, 1 more minute.
And pass. I think we have one person who hasn't played yet.
I died.
One person passed.
Well, this is a good group. You're right. Smart question. I would love at some point to see what.
How do you play this?
I
have no idea how to get out of here. How do I get out of here? Jacob, do you have any idea how to get out of here? I seriously need your help. Oh, you need to click on the wall thing. You need to click on the wall thing.
Alright. Pass the game to someone.
That's the game round. If you played it before, try to find a device that's different than the device that you played it last time. See how it's different. We'd love to see it.
Jacob, don't switch.
Pass the game, and if you have played,
Who hasn't played?
I think everyone's played, so if you want to pass it,
Oh, dude, this thing just.
you want to play.
This thing just
can I see?
One goal or scratch? Go down to work or scratch?
I see a bill for me. Oh my gosh, this thing keeps on.
You can create your own character.
I'm almost to the finish line. I'm at the finish line. Why do I want to collect alcohol? Why are you standing right next to me? What are you doing?
Well, you guys, thank
Get
you
the
so
baby
much for
part.
playing the game and listening. It was awesome to come talk
Okay.
to you today.
Why are there screws inside the pills? That means I swallowed pills with a hammer and 20 screws. You have a hammer? I swallowed a pill with a hammer and 20 screws. What kind of pills am I taking? Hopefully not those kind of pills. I think I'm near the finish line.
Once you play, if you do, progressive feedback. And then stick your name.
I'd love to see the game.
Yeah, I got a pill. Yeah, I got a hammer. Want to switch again? Did want to switch? How do you get your hammer?
Alright, so we Alright, can we give Jesse and Miss Anna a round of applause and say thank you for
Thank you guys. So you guys go to Hemanauts, sign up. You can send me an email from there. I'd love to keep track of you. If you guys ever want me to look at your game and provide feedback, or you need a collaborator.
What's the passcode?
Passcode?
What is that game?
That's the website,
Good game.
All right, guys. If you'll pass us back the devices, that would be great.
Bye.